Good evening, I'm Anna Laurel.
And I'm Monty Torres. Thank you for joining us. Firefighters say Kareem Butler Jr. died in his crib. KMPH News reporter Eric Rosales spoke with the toddler's parents to find out how the fire started.
This is a tragedy that's affected not just this neighborhood, but the entire community of Merced. Tonight, with the help of song, prayer, and their strong belief, family, friends, and even strangers gather together for a candlelight vigil to remember 2-year-old Kareem Butler Jr.
All I remember is him saying, "Good night, Daddy," because I go to work at 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, "All right, Mookie, good night." He was like, "I love you, Daddy." And he used to always do this little dance.
It's that last exchange Kareem Butler Sr. says he will always remember of his son, who he called Mookie.
It's hard right now, but I know God to get us through. I know God to get us through.
Investigators say the fire broke out shortly after 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. While Dad was at work, Megan Butler, along with her 2- and 5-year-old sons, took a quick nap. The 5-year-old woke up, and firefighters say started playing with a lighter and accidentally caught the crib on fire, with Kareem Butler Jr. fast asleep. When the 5-year-old couldn't put out the flames, he ran to wake up Mom.
I opened the door and the whole room was filled with black smoke and a big flame. And my son, Mookie, Kareem Jr., was in that flame.
Megan and neighbors tried to save the 2-year-old, but were overpowered by the intense heat and smoke.
She says, "My other baby's in there." I said, "What?" So me and my dad ran in there. I opened the door and smoke hit me. Boom.
The Butlers say despite their loss, their effort now turns to their surviving 5-year-old son, who blames himself.
I went to hug him. He said, "Why are you hugging me? I killed Mookie." And I had to explain to him, "No, I love you no matter what, you know." And it's more about just talking, it's about showing.
Kareem Butler Sr. says he has this message for parents everywhere.
Love your kids, because you never know what's going to happen. Tomorrow's not promised. Because I never ever expected this, leaving my home at 5:30 this morning, that my son would not be here.
The Merced Fire Department is trying to use this tragedy as a lesson. The fire chief wants the public to know if any parent out there has a child that has an unnatural curiosity with fire, juvenile fire prevention classes are available. Reporting from Merced, Eric Rosales, KMPH News.
The Red Cross will be providing shelter for the family as they try and recover from this terrible tragedy.
Sadly, tragedies like this happen far too often. About 5 months ago, 15 people were left homeless by a fire. Investigators say a 6-year-old started it by playing with matches. The fire burned one apartment and damaged 3 others. Thankfully, no one was killed in that fire. But even if no one dies, people can still get hurt. And here in Fresno, children are often the ones who do. We spoke with Community Regional's Burn Center staff. They say they treat 200 people for burns a year. That's in addition to 500 outpatients. Half of those outpatients are children, and most of them younger than 5 years old. The hospital also says most of the people burned are in their mid-20s or younger, and older burn patients aren't as common.
And that's why fire officials say it is so important to teach your kids about the dangers of playing with fire before it becomes a tragedy. All right, so how do you do that? Well, the U.S. Fire Administration says supervise young children closely. Lock up matches and lighters. In fact, check under beds, closets, everywhere in your house for burned matches or evidence your child may already be playing with fire. Develop a home fire escape plan, and this is important, practice it with your children. Also, show them how to stop, drop, and roll if their clothes should ever catch fire. Finally, we can't say this enough, install smoke alarms, test them monthly, and replace the batteries every year.